So, I am going out with a bang. So, I am taking out Kyla's father's car. So, if you haven't been watching any of the videos up until now, Kyla runs a company over here called Got Track Motorsports. You run track events mostly out of here?
Yep, mostly out of here. Yep.
Mostly out of here, which is New York Safety Track, which is a track I'd never heard of until this guy got in touch, and I really like it. Super challenging, sort of twisty track, actually really ideal Lotus track. It's not the sort of track you'd say would be ideal for a car like this. You know, a supercharged Corvette Grand Sport. So this is a lot of firsts for me. Never driven a Grand Sport, never driven a manual Corvette, and not driven a Corvette on track. A lot of power. And I'm mostly here just to see what it handles like, so I'm going to see if I can review a Corvette in about 10 minutes.
There you go, it's a 40-mile-an-hour turn here. Yep, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I went out in this, you guys might have seen the video if you haven't, go and watch it, with Kyla's dad driving this thing. He's a hell of a good driver. The key thing with this is just seems to be keep it smooth, and the car is actually really rewarding, so the steering's weighting up really nicely, pulls really hard. At 4, that supercharger does kick in, so it's an Edelbrock charger, and it's just it's a real delight, this thing. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people have their own opinion about American cars. Usually you think they're either the best thing ever or they're big heaps of plastic shit. Well, I'm going to compromise, and I'm going to say it's a big heap of plastic awesomeness. So Eddie was getting this arse end of this thing out earlier, but I'm not going to be trying that. It's not too sharp on the turn in. It's got real big front boots and rear as well. That's one of the big differences with the Grand Sport. It's just massive tires on it. You know, it just grips. It's got a bit of error on it as well, so you got an adjustable rear little spoiler type thing. It's not as aggressive as the one that's on the Viper that I was in earlier, but I think this is a sexy looking car. I mean, it sounds and looks just beautiful, and the roof comes off, you know, even better. So it's just, there's so much love. It's practical too, you know, loads of storage in the back, and it's a slightly oddly shaped storage area, and it's just the best sounding thing. It's got a baller exhaust on it, and just I've been listening to it go down here all day long, and it's just a kick-ass V8 Chevy noise. It's got long legs, long legs. So I'm just feathering it through here. I mean, it's weird. There is definitely feel through the steering wheel. Obviously, compared to a Lotus, there's not a lot, but then that's really kind of unfair to compare it to that. This is a bigger and heavier car. It's got carbon ceramic brakes on it, which are working really well. I mean, this car's just been out for a session. It literally came back in, and I rigged it up for this video, so it had like about a 3-4 minute rest, and the brakes are great. They're nice and progressive. They certainly stop the car. I mean, so is this the C51 package?
This is the
Z07. So it's got the aero, it's got the ceramic. It's an expensive pack, but if you're serious about tracking your car, it's definitely worth having. So we're just about to come up on the Hellcat that I was out in earlier. I mean, that guy is if I was going to give an award to man of the match, like, he'd get the prize. Like, that guy's a hero for bringing like a 2-ton plus car with 700 horsepower that is absolutely not a track car, and he's been hammering that thing around. You know what, it's actually pretty good. So I went out in it, and you guys should have seen that video too, but it surprised me how good it was. Really, it did. So how much is this day normally, Kyla, if people want to come and do this?
Yeah, so we run it for $300.
$300?
That's it.
So $300, and it's a truly brilliant track. It's not as famous as Watkins Glen, Laguna Seca, Lime Rock Park, or a lot of these other places, but seriously, this is a hell of a place. If you're watching in the UK, you can probably see it's a lot like a sort of miniature Cadwell Park type affair. It's really cool. So this car has active rev matching, so I'd love to take credit for the beautiful heel and toe work going on, but honestly that is all the car. You can turn it off, so it's a bit weird. It's still got paddles on the steering wheel, even though it's a manual, so that's just General Motors being tightwads, and so they just use it as a button to enable or disable the active rev match, which I've got on to protect Eddie's clutch really, and make me sound like a hero to all the people listening to me driving it by. But this is such a, honestly, my love for the Corvette gets stronger every time I get in one, and really the main reason for it is it fills that criteria of, when you're talking about a car like this, for me, you gotta look at it and just want it. And when I saw this thing rock up today, and before I even heard it go past, I just looked at it and I was like, I need a Corvette. Like, I mean, to me, like, I'm the sort of person, I make jokes about Corvettes, like, you know, they're the shitty American car that can't handle for toffee, like, all power and no go, but this is just none of those things. It's so cool. And the roof comes off. You know, how good is that? It's just, it's such a rewarding, fun car. And the nice thing is that, you know, it's 600 something horsepower. You know, this is basically a sort of homemade Z06. It's a Cup Pro Z06 is what it is, and it's just, it's so much car for the money. Really, the only thing that ever stopped me from owning one of these, the same reason Archie Hamilton got rid of his, is that left-hand drive, unfortunately, does not work in England at all. But that's a tragedy, because absolutely everything else about this car does. It is a serious piece of kit. It's so nice, and just a pleasure to drive around. I mean, it's also, one thing it's doing is, you know, I'm driving somebody's like $70,000, $80,000 toy on the wrong side of the car, shifting manually the wrong side, which is always tricky, with his son sat next to me keeping an eye on me, but I'm not nervous at all, which says volumes about the car. I mean, okay, I'm not going anywhere near what this car can do, I know that, and I wouldn't ever try to do that, not when it's, you know, not mine, and I can't afford to replace it, but just piloting it is just really enjoyable. It doesn't feel like 650 horsepower in the way that, say, a McLaren or something does. It delivers its power in a really different way, but it's got grip, no doubt about that. It's getting the power to the ground. It's a lovely dry day here. It's about 30 something degrees. It's 80 Fahrenheit apparently, so it's warm today and it's lovely. And I really can't think of a better way to have finished my day here at New York Safety Track, and I'm now heading off tonight to another great track. But really, I gotta say an extra special thanks to Kylo, because he was kind of the catalyst behind the whole US road trip, and so without his kind of influence I wouldn't be here at all. So big thanks to you, buddy.
Anytime, man.
I will definitely be back. So there we have it. I'm going to end there and start my cool down lap now. Hope you guys enjoyed this reef drive in the Vette. I love it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.